fostering student entrepreneurship. Anisha is the TiE in charge of this initiative and Vice President designate of TiE Kerala. She is also the Managing Director, Chemanur Academy and Systems. Over to you, Anisha.
Thank you, Thangam, for that introduction. Good afternoon to you all. I'm going to just briefly explain about the TiE project of TiE Kerala. It was in 2016 that I joined TiE Kerala as a charter member, and Rajesh Nair was the president. And he invited me to initiate the TiE project in Kerala. In fact, this project was already running in multiple chapters around the world. Okay, it started in 2005 in Boston, but for some reason, TiE Kerala had not initiated this. And because I had the background in training and HR, this project was handed over to me. Now, I took on this project more out of curiosity and also for the fact that it was quite challenging, because it was about inculcating entrepreneurial skills to school children between the age of 14 to 17 years. So the whole idea of trying to make a teenager sit down and listen to you, where you have to impart entrepreneurial skills, I found that to be very challenging, and I just decided to take on this challenge. One aspect was very clear to me: to get teenagers to sit down and listen to you, where you can teach them, we have to make the project to be exciting. It has to be full of energy. It has to be activity based, where the children have a lot of fun along with learning. So keeping that as the premise, we decided to design the product accordingly. So the TiE stands for TiE Young Entrepreneur. And it is about 55 hours, where we have about 28 hours, which is into classroom sessions. We have about 16 hours where the teams are mentored by real entrepreneurs. And then we have a mock competition, and then we have a final competition. The finalists of the final chapter competition, they will represent TiE Kerala in the global scene, whereby they participate in the international competition among 32 other chapters around the world. So this was an extremely exciting project, and we launched in 2016. We had some of the top private schools from Kerala who joined the program, and they would send their teams to TiE for us to train them and get them to participate in the competition. So what we did was, initially we divided the students into teams. So every school sent their teams to us. There were about 5 students per team, and each team member had a role to play. So we have a CEO, we have a marketing head, we have a finance head, we have a research head, and also a devil's advocate. And each of the team members have to focus on their role and deliver and be accountable to that role. The first step, what we did was we initiated ideation, where we told the teams that you have to look for a real problem around you, and then find a solution which is either a product or a service to solve that problem. And then you need to build it into a business plan, and end of the competition, you have to present that business plan over 10 minutes. So first the teams got into ideation. They would identify a problem, and then they would identify a solution to the problem. And then they had to move on to doing customer validation, where they have to validate this idea. And they need to talk to about 100 customers and find out from customers whether they will buy this product, at what cost they will buy it, and ask for feedback. They need to take all this feedback and they need to tweak their product and make it better. And then they would go on to creating a financial chart, where they understand the cost and revenue and the logistics and how to market, and they go through that session. And then they get mentored by real entrepreneurs, where they have to further tweak on their business plan. And in the final competition, they present the business plan. So this is the entire program, over 55 hours. Now, what are the main skills the children actually pick up during this program? So one main aspect is team dynamics. See, what happens in our school system is that the entire focus is on individual efficiency, individual performance. Either you're very good with academics or you're very good as a sports person. So teams are not given much importance, or they're not, the focus is not on teams. But in the TiE project, what happens is the entire focus is on teams. Because business is directly related to how well your teams can run. So keeping that as a premise, the children figure out that it's no more about individual efficiency, it is about team, and the team performance has more importance than individual performance. So that is a huge learning which the children go through. Second, they pick on accountability and ownership, because it is their product, their idea, their team, they have certain roles. So, by the end of the competition, the teams are so excited, they feel absolute ownership to their idea. They also figure out they understand deeply about cost and revenue and the importance of pricing the product correctly. They also go through the real customer needs. So when they go through the customer validation process, they come to understand real customer need. And there's a huge learning when they go through talking to about 100 customers. And last of all, yes, presentation skills, because in 10 minutes, each of the team members have to present, either you're a finance head, you have to present the finance on behalf of the team. Now, the most important learning or skill which is picked up, which I have understood, is self-confidence. Every single child who comes out of the TiE project, if you ask what have you got from this project, they will come back to you and say, I am more confident now. For me, that is the biggest takeaway, because it's about instilling self-confidence in children, especially in that age group of 14 to 17 years. And that makes a huge difference later on in their lives. And one of the interesting statistics that came out, this was done by TiE Global. They did a survey to find out what eventually happened to many of the TiE students who came out of the project. And what was amazing was 40% of those children who had gone through the TiE project became real entrepreneurs. Now, I believe that is a fantastic statistics, and one of the main objectives of TiE is to promote entrepreneurial skills, and here we are putting the seed of entrepreneurship at that young age. Now in 2019, that is last year, okay, I decided to take a risk and launch this project even for the government school children. Now that was a very risky proposition, because this would be putting private school teams and government school teams together in a single competition. But when I realized that the children gain self-confidence, I was very clear that this project needs to be taken to government schools, because there the children really need self-confidence. So what we did is we removed the language barrier of Malayalam, and you said that you could present in either Malayalam or in English. And when we did that, then the government schools could also participate in this project, and the same training was given to both. And what was interesting to me was, or what do I say? It was a big learning for me personally, especially during the mock competition. The government school children, many of them came to me and said, "Ma'am, we are scared. We don't want to participate. We don't have the proper dressing. We're not able to speak English." Some of them got sick. Some of them just left the competition. And I was going through a lot of emotional pain, because, this project was very important to me. So what I did is, and even the performance was not up to the mark. Then I brought all those children together and I said, I'm going to spend, an entire day with you in your school. Please be present. And I'm going to train you for 8 hours. So me and along with my friend, we went there to school. And we focused on 3 areas: appreciation, affirmation, and public speaking. Because through my training, I always knew that public speaking is the fastest way to increase self-confidence. So we focused on increasing self-confidence for these kids, whereby we validated them. So each of them would come up and talk at least 3 times in front of the audience. They would talk about their good qualities. the team members who validate those good qualities. And we spent that entire day, and we told them that they have to work. They've got another 4 more days where they have to work, for the final competition. And I have to say that the performance in the final competition was really amazing. It was quite a shock, whereby the school from Kochi, that is a girls' high school in Kochi, they went on to win the 3rd position in the competition. And we have one more school, that is Nadaka School, government school in Calicut, run by the Shabana Faisal Foundation. They went on to win the competition, and they went on to represent TiE Kerala for the global competition, where they competed with more than 32 chapters around the world. And most importantly, they got into the semi-finals of the first 8. So that was a big achievement for a government school from India, where they actually had a position in the international competition. So I'm very happy to state that the entire program was successful in that respect. And personally, I'm very excited about it. I'm completely committed to spreading this program all Kerala among the maximum number of government schools that we can bring into this program. And right now we are building the foundation for this. So this is going to be one of the very important programs for TiE Kerala, and I'm extremely proud to be leading it. So thank you very much for this patient listening. And I don't think we have time for questions. So I'd like to close the session with a thank you again for your patience.